Hello, everyone's. I am here for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 6, Episode 13. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, you a family member, you one of my peoples, welcome back. Now, I apologize in advance. This cold still has a hold on you, girl. So I'm going to try to speak as clear as I can, even though this cold got on me and not got on me. I have this cold and I'm not really feeling all that well. And it didn't help that this episode, much like this season, really didn't give you anything. So we starting off. Y'all know last week, Paris and Zell, they are mad that their homegirl decided to hang out with somebody that they don't like. Now, the only reason that they don't like Brittany is because April said that she didn't like Brittany because Brittany came to her some type of way. So they took on April's anger as their own and then start picking with Brittany every chance they got. Now April and Brittany were seen in the video together. Therefore, you are no longer my friend. Therefore, I'm going to take all these pictures that I have of you and Fizz and I'm going to sell it to somebody else. But we going to put that on the back burner because Tierra Marie has showed up on the scene looking for a place to stay. Now, first of all, how is it Paris you that you's like, to knock on the door, come in? First of all, why are we saying come in? We don't know who this is. This person gonna be here to cause us harm. Granted, if they was knocking on the door, there's a good chance they're not gonna cause us harm, but you never know in these situations. It's Tierra Marie. Secondly, then she's like, who let you in? Paris, you let her in when you said it's open. Just saying. Thirdly, Tierra Marie, I know Zell's your cousin, but it would have been better if you was like, can I stay with y'all for a few days until my apartment is done instead of I'm staying here. That's the end of the subject. She didn't say it like that, but that's how it came across to me. Now, they get on her about her drinking. Now, I've said this in the past. I don't do people who are out here drinking and driving because my younger cousin was killed almost 11 years ago on Christmas night because of a drunk driver who should have been in jail a long time ago, who kept on getting arrested for driving drunk, and because his people had money and influence in the town, he kept on getting off. And on Christmas night, 2008, he was drunk driving and my younger cousin was killed. So I'm not here for that because y'all know recently Tierra Marie was out here drinking, driving, and getting into accidents and sent to wherever, Rikers Island, the jail in Harlem. I don't know where she was at, but she was in jail. Now, she's crying because they don't understand what she's going through and or where she's coming from, all these back-to-back humiliations. I was like, yeah, like we've been seeing this since you first got on the scene of Love and Hip Hop. Your career was supposed to come up here and didn't go down there. You tried a little bit of acting, that didn't do it for you. You get on the scenes on Love and Hip Hop and was humiliated the first season by Princess mainly and by Ray J. And then you keep on coming back into these relationships that are clearly not good for you. You got what was his name? Can't even think his name right now. Was it Cisco? You was with him, but you was out drinking all the time. Your friends tried to be there for you and get you an intervention, but you looking at them sideways because they think you need an intervention. Then you got what's his name? Akbar, and Akbar's last season, who did you like? Seemed like he was not there for you. Was like preying on you when you was in a time of need. So yes, we've seen you and they've seen you, what you've been going through over the years. So they know what you've been going through, all these back-to-back humiliation. They're not living in it, but they're seeing you in it. Now Yo-Yo, she out here stressed. She out here planning baby showers. She's trying to get her music out there. She's trying to do music videos. And she not 24 years old no more. So what she can do when she was 24, she can't do that now. And then on top of that, she feel like her daughter is being ungrateful. But like the mama said last episode, this is part of your doing. You spoiled these children since they were babies. And now that they're grown, they feel entitled and are still spoiled. Now, y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I was a wee bit spoiled when I was a teenager. Not even gonna lie. But I was spoiled in the fact that, like, my mom, yes, I was spoiled. Like, I had nice stuff. I had nice bedroom stuff and all them things. But, I didn't expect everything to come to me. I wasn't over here pouting when I didn't get what I wanted to get and all these things. But she was like, basically, she told her daughter, you see me coming home, I look like I got an attitude, and you can see it, everything on me says that I'm not in the mood for nothing right now. Just let me sit in that for a minute. If you see I got an attitude, I got a stank attitude going on, just walk away. Don't call me on my stank attitude, because I want to be in my stank attitude for this moment. That's what I got out of that conversation. So y'all, since Fizz and April are official, why not move in together? He done got him a little bit of money. Hopefully he paid, his taxes on that, tour. So he ain't owing no money later on down the line, and what's it called? Interest piles on. So why don't Fizz buy a house for him, April, and the kids? Now, yeah, they've been friends for years, so it's not like this is I met you last week, new, and I liked you and you liked me, and now we together, we moving in together. They've been friends for years and been a couple for more than these 2 episodes that we've seen. You can't tell me otherwise. But anyways, why not move in together? It's a beautiful house. It has a beautiful view. Why not? Since he's been there for her all these last few years when she was at her lowest, drinking herself into stupors, losing weight over her and Omarion's relationship. He makes her kids happy. Her kids love him. So why not let's go over here and do this thing? And like I always say, you are praising this man for all he's done to you and overlooking at the fact that he made Moniece look like a deadbeat mom and lets his female that he is with at the moment do the same thing. But we're going to get to that in a minute. Now, Zell is trying to tell us how he is not messy in his confessionals, as he's going to be messy and give these pictures to Jason Lee of April and Fizz laying in the bed together. Now, first of all, Fizz got on a whole hoodie with the hood on his head at that moment. So, like first of all, what you doing in the bed with a hoodie on? And you got it on your head? Like, really? Like, that whole scene when Zell popped up in on them, it didn't make sense. It would have made more sense if Zell had walked in and the camera walked in behind him and it's like, oop, I caught y'all. Y'all was up here in the bed together. That would have made much more sense than the cameraman already being in the room and Zell popping in. That would have made more sense. It would have made more sense if Zell had came in and asked a question, seen him, grabbed his phone from his pocket, and then start the recording. Not having phone in hand unless he peeped in, seen them in the bed together, ran and got his phone and came back. But he has more pictures. April and Fizz, they are in the kitchen together. Fizz has on the same exact hoodie that he had on in the previous video. Now I'm like, now Fizz and April, as people who weren't supposed to be together until after y'all left Vegas, y'all show was out in the open where there's multiple people around. When y'all was claiming that y'all wasn't together, even though that we know y'all was together, and the people on the show are oblivious to y'all being together. But Jason, he is just happy because he is also a messy person. And he don't really like April right now. And it is his job to put the news out here, the good, bad, and the ugly. So why not? So, April, that is not who I'm trying to talk about, child. Yo-Yo is trying her best to help out Apple. Apple wants a shoe line, and it's usually not Yo-Yo's thing to, introduce, new people to her contacts because, things go wrong that could ruin her reputation. But she is trying to help Apple. And I'm like, Apple, I want you to take this help. I really do. I want Apple. I want more for Apple. If music ain't it for you, boo-boo, get you another business, another little. This shoe thing is what you all about. Go ahead with that. This is what I want for Apple. But she done already messed up. Like they were supposed to meet last week. Apple forgot about the meeting, so we didn't have to meet up this time. The dude was like, he looking at Apple's, IG videos, and she's on there seemingly drunk. and ranting and raving, and that's not really good business. But she doesn't understand what her IG videos had to do with a shoe deal. Like, she wants a shoe that is classy, but a little bit hood, got a little bit of bling bling, and it's fluffy and comfortable, but you can also run from the police in. I was like, I don't know what that shoe looks like. And maybe we shouldn't be doing things that where we need to run from the police. Just saying. But the dude says, for now, this is a no. Like, maybe if you can get all of this together, then maybe we can come back at a different day. And I'm like, Apple, please, 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 please take these people's advice. And I just want better for Apple. So, yeah. We are, I got a lot more to talk about. I did not know that. We are at Mickey's, I guess, his song release. His performance was at a skating ring. This is what I took it as, because we go straight from, him performing to all the group is together. It says at a skating ring, and everyone's wearing pajamas. Now, at first, I didn't realize that everyone was wearing pajamas, because, who was that? Booby rolled up on skates and had on a robe, and I'm like, why does he have on a robe? I didn't get that, because I didn't catch that everybody else had on pajamas. I'm not really sure why, how, or who thought of, combining skating with pajamas. But this is what we're doing at this current moment. Skating with pajamas. So now that it has been put on, Hollywood Unlocked, let's Fizz and April together, let's everyone in the group amongst us talk about these two being in a relationship and us being surprised that these two were in a relationship, even though they have showed this entire season that they are in a relationship. They just didn't tell you. We knew, and we not even with y'all like that. So, Moniece pops up, and they ask her, Moniece, how do you feel about your ex being with April? And she says, first of all, I'm not stupid. I already knew that these two was in a relationship. They tried to tell me that they wasn't, but I looked at them and I looked at the chemistry that they was having. And this wasn't just a we friends type of relationship. This is we in a relationship type of situation. And it's just like, why are you being so disrespectful? Why are you ignoring my communication when I'm calling to communicate with my child? Things going on at school that she wasn't privy to, and the only way she found out is because she ran into the teacher, and the teacher was like A, B, C, and D. And I can totally see that with Fizz and April, because April is like the type that even though Fizz is doing raggedy, she's going to stand by him doing raggedy and doing things towards Moniece, because Moniece had already said, I'm not sure if it was on the season or I seen this on an IG story, how I think it was on this season, y'all, it be blending in it, all the information be blending together with me, but Fizz said he was taking the child one place, and Fizz ended up taking the child, Cam, to April's people's place. Did not tell Moniece that, hey, we're going to go visit me and Cameron. I'm taking Cameron with me to go visit April. Did not communicate with that with Moniece. And I will be mad too. If my child, yes, you the daddy, but if we parents, I need to know where my child is at. If I think he's somewhere over here and he's in a completely different state, I'm going to be mad, because that feels like you are lying about the location of my child. And it feels like that's what Fizz has been doing. When Cam is with Fizz, all right, don't tell your mama that, me and you spent the night over April's house. This is just a secret between us. And that's what I don't like. And I can totally see Fizz doing some mess like that. He said for years that he has drug her name through the mud, called her the deadbeat. And they've moved on for that. And she thought that they was good. But the only thing is, they're good as long as Fizz does not have a woman in his life. And it's not that Moniece don't want him with nobody. It's not that Moniece wants him back. It's just that when he gets a new woman, all the progress that they have made co-parenting gets pushed back 100 steps because the whatever woman that is in a relationship with Fizz at this current time feels like they can talk to Moniece in a yo type of way, and Fizz doesn't say anything about it, and that's her issue. So while all this was going on, I'm looking at Mr. Ray in the robe he has on. And y'all, if he was not Varys, Lord Varys from Game of Thrones, I don't know what. Chad, I looked at him, I'm like, he is the type of person that needs facial hair. He does. Because I am not fat shaming, but his face is too round to be bald. It is. It is like a completely round shape. It's not an over thing. He looked like Lord Varys. That's if y'all don't know who Lord Varys is and y'all wasn't a Game of Thrones person, go to Google, type in Lord Varys, and y'all will see what I'm talking about. So now Fizz and April have shown up to the skate party with pajamas on. Moniece, how do you feel that Fizz and April are together? And she was like, what are your thoughts? They're like, what are your thoughts? She's like, I don't care. We discussed this 5 minutes ago. And I told you I did not care. And April's like, I didn't tell Moniece. And Moniece, oh, wait a minute. April, you didn't tell Moniece? She's like, I didn't have to. Okay, I was trying to read what my notes said because it was kind of confusing me. It was like, April, you didn't tell Moniece? She's like, I didn't have to. She's like, I didn't ask you to, and I didn't want you to tell me that y'all was together. That is the thing. Moniece feels that she didn't lay down and make a baby with April. She did she didn't lay down and make a baby with April. So how are you going to question me about the issues that I have with my child's father? You new to the scene. You a friend and you new to the scene as far as being a girlfriend. But what I have to say with the father of my child, who I laid down and had a baby with, has nothing to do with you. The issues I have with him have nothing to do with you. Fizz says what he always says. Moniece wants to sabotage his relationship. He don't owe her nothing. Every time he get in a new situation, it's a problem for her. And I was like, maybe it's because you let the women in your life disrespect her. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I'm back. Somebody was at the door. Now, where was I at? Oh, yeah, he was talking about every time he get into a situation, it's a problem with her. The problem is that you let the woman you're with talk to her in your type of way. You sat here and called her a deadbeat mom, this, that, and the third, by saying that. But then on the other hand, when April needed you, when she was drinking herself and depressed, you was picking up her kids, taking them to the park, doing all these things, but then treating the actual mother of your child the way you've been treating her. That's it. That's Fizz. And I said I wasn't going to talk about Fizz in April anymore. And I be forgetting how, I forgot how Fizz used to really, really act. And then all that came back tonight's episode, the way he was acting. So y'all, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on when my beautiful face puts up a video. You can click on it, you can like it, you can share it with your people, and you can become one of my peoples. If you're returning, you a family member, you one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over here and be one of my peoples. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.